Okay, don't usually post videos like this, but this is a game I've been super, super, super excited about. It's called the Forever Winter. Now, I'll let you see these videos for yourself, but essentially, the whole premise behind this game is it is a dystopian future where you're a scavenger. You are not the big bad guy, you are a scavenger with a backpack. And there is a war going on between multiple factions with mechs, drones, tanks, infantry squads, snipers, and your goal is to skirt this war zone and not become too much of a threat. It is super fucking cool. The artists in this game are extremely talented, and they have a huge vision that's based on dystopian future stuff, like the old dystopian future animes and that whole feeling and vibe around it. They just announced um, that they're going to be doing a beta on the 29th. So, as you can see on the left, their Discord is exploding. Because they're not even like doing an open beta, it's a closed beta, and they're picking random people from their Discord. So, it is absolute chaos on their Discord. The art style in this game is crazy. The way the war and things go on around you, you can essentially be ignored by enemies if you play tactically enough. But if you look like too much of a threat, you will get slaughtered by these factions at war. And there's a lot of interesting mechanics and upgrade systems, and it's really cool. It is a really cool game, and I've been waiting ever since I saw Fun Dog Studios video of this game the first time it rolled around. I was just absolutely stoked, and I would definitely hit up the Steam page and look at the different stuff going on for yourself. Draw your own conclusions. It's not available for like pre-order or anything like that. It's still a to be announced date. The only date right now is we have beta on the 29th, and it's a closed beta. So hopefully I get in because this is a game. When this game comes out, I plan to record this game. This is a very cool. It's also co-op, so not only can you play this game solo, you can play it co-op, which would be just wild because I mean, then it fits into like a weird, like it's a third person shooter, right? So it fits into a weird spot. Well, I don't want to like just immediately just say, "Eh, it's an extraction shooter." I'm like, no, this game is an art piece. It is a living art piece. And people need to understand that it is very different from a lot of stuff on the market, even in the gameplay loop. Like, you're not going into this match trying to kill every single thing. You usually go into this match and you're trying to do something specific or get through an area or kill and influence a fight subtly and get paid for it. But as you do these things in the game world, you start to become more of a threat and more of a problem for them, and they will identify you and fight you sooner. So sometimes the best solution is just to be in your hidey hole or your pocket to avoid all of the bad things. Some of the people who worked on this game, I noticed this as well. One of the concept artists that worked on PlanetSide 2 actually uh, does some art for this game as well. So some of the original PlanetSide 2 concepts were really good. The concept art was really good, and then the actual models just eh. And it gets lost in translation, and I feel like that's one of the things this game wants to do is not have the artistic vision get lost in translation. And that's why when you look at shit like this, yes, it might not be the most optimized game. I have seen frame dips in gameplay. I have seen people who have had early access to this game and done videos. Uh, but I'm not too absolutely worried about that because this is a game that just seems absolutely monolithically wild in its style, in its atmosphere, in its immersion. And I like the idea of being the small fry in the game where there might be some giant mech with a gun on its rear end ready to mow you down. And if you become a threat, you'll just get mowed down. That's it. Like you just yeah, you might be able to take on someone. Yeah, you might be able to do pretty good for a minute. and it reminds me of other games I've played where, uh, for example, like when you're playing big games, like when you're playing like Battlefield games, or when you're playing big MMO FPS style games where there's a bigger battle going on and you're just an individual or a small fry in that, and you're trying not to get murked by a bigger force. But this is a lot more open because you're not some huge faction. You're going in with a little squad of your own guys. You're not It's not like you're fighting for teams. You know what I mean? They're fighting a war against each other, and you're just caught up in it. So let's see if they've got all their announcements going on. They got their second most question is something about first person art book, craft, social hubs. Beta on the 29th. It's gonna be a trip. So it's gonna be. I feel like it's got some similarities to general FPS games, and it's got some similarities to say like extraction shooters, but it's got a whole different premise and a whole different gameplay loop because there's an active fight going on, and it's not just all about you. I mean, it's about your survival, but the whole story of the world is you're not the hero. You're not the chosen one. You're just one. And that is a huge selling point on their store pages. You're not this guy. You're the guy that looks like he's homeless trying to survive. Hopefully hopefully this turns out really good because I'm really about, you know, newer games and newer ideas, and you don't see a lot of them. You don't see a lot of artistic visions. You don't see a lot of innovations. And say what you want about Helldivers in its population rise and fall, it was a different vision for a game, which is why it had appeal. And I feel like if the Forever Winter manages to lock in polishing their game, I think that they will have a whole appeal because it will be a cool game to jump into. And even the people, even if they struggle and performance struggles, this game's gonna have some diehard cult followers because of how cool it is. And I would not be surprised if I'm one of them because I plan to record this game when it comes out. So super excited, super stoked, and super excited. Uh, the general chat's been going crazy with this one. Fun dog, give me a forever winter key. My life is yours. It finally slowed down after a while. So check this stuff out. Check out the videos for yourself. I just really want to let people know about this game because I feel like it's one of those ones that definitely worth jumping on the bandwagon. Definitely worth jumping in the Discord to see if you get a beta key for sure. Peace out.